There we go.
Here we are.
There we are. Here we are. Here you are. Hi.
Yes. Hi.
Good morning. This is Mondays with Bev Paul, and it's July 17th, 2017. Dun, 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 dun. And my name's Paul.
And my name is Bev.
Hi, Bev.
Hi, Paul. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, sirree. Did you have a glorious week, as you always tell people to do?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Better because of the monsoons in here.
Oh, my God. The rains.
Yeah,
they're
it's
not
helped.
monsoon. Yeah, the rains of monsoon is how they say that.
The rains of monsoon.
Yes, monsoon is the title of it, and rains are what you get in the monsoon. Interesting, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yes. So we had lots of rain. We've had about 3 inches or so in the past few days. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Lots of floods.
Yeah.
And everything's growing, including all the things we call weeds. And so we're having to clean everything up. Floods are happening. You have to open up your washes. It's fun. I like this time.
But it happens every year, so
yes,
you shouldn't be surprised.
After dealing with 115-degree weather, and you think you're never going to make it, and then, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
rain.
a blessing.
Yeah, it is. So
yeah.
Here we are. We're going to have another great day here sharing about BioTouch. And let's see. Our first thing that we do every week is we share about the DreamCathcer. So tell us about that again.
Yes, look at that. Beautiful. I always look at it as a piece of art, and it's hanging in our center here in Tucson. It's a collaborative effort, really. Many people coming together to hold the vision of Lorraine Mills. And it manifested on December 12th, 2012.
And every week we put someone new, a picture of them, into the center. And this week we have Kelly Graver.
Kelly.
Yes, Kelly has been coming to us for quite a few years now.
Yes.
Is dealing with some really intense issues. So we really want to send a lot of love and thoughts to Kelly. She's also doing intern work here with us on the days that she can.
Yes, she is.
And
that's true. So,
Kelly, we send you our love, and we hope to see you again soon. Kelly Graver, she's from Tucson, Arizona. And if you'd like to be in the DreamCathcer, just send us a photo and where you reside on the planet. And Bev, every week, you choose somebody, don't you?
I do.
So let's see. That's good for that. Okay. I'm excited about this next thing we're going to talk about. You wrote a blog.
Yeah.
Just got posted today. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go to our website. It's down at the bottom. And I think we should talk a little about that today. And
well, I'm thinking that this blog kind of came out of a couple of different things that happened, that's opening for me, I guess, in my own self-awareness with BioTouch, and, the topic of hope.
Yeah, that's what we wrote on the title of it. It says, yes, there is hope.
There is hope.
So what do you mean, when you say hope? Hope, that has so many connotations, a lot of times of the future. But what are you trying to get across when you relate BioTouch with hope?
So, I know that we have talked before about the power of BioTouch to bring us into a present moment with another, and offers us the opportunity to really step in to sharing ourselves with another. But the other part of that is, when we give that greeting, there's an element of trust that happens, because, we may or may not know this person, and we're stepping in and touching them in such an intimate way. And it brings us, for me, when I do the greeting, it's almost like I step aside, and I'm just very blessed with the opportunity to be present with them. So what BioTouch does, though, is it opens us up to all of the possibilities beyond what we're feeling and seeing in the body, because the body is what we recognize. It is what we're actually, with our senses, experiencing at the moment. And it may be pain, and it may be suffering, and it may be dis-ease. But BioTouch has a way of ultimately breaking those down and opening us up into what is being asked to change in the body.
And it's always nice in that sense. Hope reminds me of a present moment. It's so present. It's so, and it's not even a hope that things are going to get better, that the body's going to get better, so to speak. It's more of, here I am, I have something to do, and the hope is whatever happens is going to be okay.
And I think that's very profound. As I wrote about in the blog about a couple that I have really had a blessing to work with recently, and he has been going through some challenging times, surgeries and side effects from the heavy doses of medication, and both of them together. This is why BioTouch is so powerful, because both of them have decided to give BioTouch a try because they were kind of at the end of their hope.
That's good.
And so they came in to learn, became a member, downloaded the ebook, started looking at the video, and came in, and I worked with them to show her the basic points of sets that I felt was going to be really beneficial. And he has now stepped into that partnership fully. I mean, he knows the points and calls her on them. Are you touching in the right place? Are you using your dominant hand on the grading? That was really cute. But at the end of that, when I saw them last week, I realized that both of them, she may not be going through that physically, but what BioTouch offered them was the gift of hope, of something beyond his physical experience and beyond the limitations that he was seeing happening in his physical body. And for her, the hope that she could do something. And so this great partnership, it's a true relationship of love that they stepped in together and shared. And, well, as I said in the blog, it touched my heart so deeply I began to cry.
Every time you talk about
I
it,
do.
you have tears.
It's just, BioTouch is just the presence of love.
And so we have a part of our manual that sort of addresses this, this ability that we all have. This. Well, let's just read it here. It says here, everyone, because of their inherent love and compassion for those who are suffering, can perform these methods without limitation. And I've always really liked that, because that's why there's no levels. Everyone has that inherent love. And somehow we don't even know that. It's not something you have to go get. It's not something you even meditate to get or buy to get or, do gyrations to get. It's inherent in everyone.
And when you say that, I'm reminded of what we have mentioned before. BioTouch helps us remember that we are inherently love.
And it allows us to sit. There's this whole thing about you have to be aware of your suffering and your darkness and your pain. And I was just reading that this morning, and it was sort of like, okay, that's all nice and good. Okay, we don't like all the fluff of, oh, I love you, and let's just talk about love. But so then we go the other direction. We say, well, I need to see my darkness, and I need to come to terms with it. Well, that you get stuck there too. And so what's nice about BioTouch is, in our suffering, we can, and we talked about this earlier, move into being of service. It's like when we come to recognize our suffering or that in another human being, we have something that we can do in this life of the body.
Absolutely. And for me, as I said in my blog, BioTouch is loving service. And what does it do? It opens us up to all of our possibilities, to our birthright, to be healthy, happy, and loved.
It is our birthright.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you have to do to get that. And so with BioTouch, it just gives us that opportunity to step into, that's the word you like to use, and I like that word, step into the presence of another human being. And when you reach out and touch someone with those two fingers, and we touch lightly on the skin like a butterfly, the story unfolds. There's nothing we have to do about it. And that story you have about that couple, it doesn't get any better than that.
So the story started unfolding for both of them.
Right.
It wasn't just for him. And this is what I was really reminded of when I was in the presence of them both in that room. And she was, I did a session with him, and then she gave him the greeting and did a few points with him, and I'm, as I told you something, I almost said, if you have any, if you want to come and see me again, have another session, that's great. But don't take this personally, because if I never see you again, that's going to be the biggest blessing, because that means you are in that partnership, that relationship, that they are doing exactly what we are holding. That BioTouch is for each and every one of us where we are in our own relationships, in our own family circles, in the groups that we live and move in. You don't have to go to a center. You don't have to make a phone call. You don't, unless you want to make an appointment to come to the center. But other than that, BioTouch is the tool that is meant to be taken wherever you are.
And again, it's like that old-time CIA agent. This is a revolution, and it's most powerful one he'd ever seen because it was based on love. And the goal of this organization is to get BioTouch out to humanity, out into every hut on the planet, out into all of your folks, right there where you're sitting, on your phone, on your computer, put it on your DVD player, and just play it and do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
And our goal is to put ourselves out of business. I mean, we're not here to, because we want perpetuity, live on and on and on, and, and I have to worry about losing a job if we fold,
Oh.
None of us get paid for doing this. It's such a wonderful organization. Talk about service.
Service.
I mean, we have 30 people on our staff. Everyone's doing it as a volunteer.
Yeah.
I've been volunteering for 29 years. Bev volunteers as co-executive director and as the president of the board, all of our staff members. So everything is just about being of service. It's a hope that humanity can take this and start sharing healing and the depth of love that's inherent in all of us.
Yeah. And that comes from, the very heart of humanity itself. That's the hope for all of us, and the potential for all of us, that we are each here to fulfill loving service to each other and to the planet that we live on.
And so when you talk about the heart of humanity, let's show people how to work with that physical heart. If you have high blood pressure, any heart condition. We had a guy come in once. He says, I have a broken heart. Can you help me?
Oh, I've had that. Isn't that interesting?
And it's sort of like, whether it's an emotional thing or, I think he even said his heart chakra was closed or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we'll do the heart set. I mean, that's all we have to do. We're addressing the body, and people work on their own emotional and spiritual work. And so we did that. And so we're going to show you how to do that here. So here's our manual. And you can get that online, justtouch.com. You can get the ebook version of it with a membership for free. And the membership's $18. The ebook is free. And so we're going to show you the heart set. So here we go here. This set of points may be used for conditions relating to the heart, veins, blood pressure, and circulation. To perform this set, first find hold point X, which is on the breastbone, directly between where the nipples would be on a youth. Another way to find X is by measuring 1/3 of the way up the breastbone from greeting point 1.
To address the well-being of the heart, hold X and with the other hand touch points 1 and 2. These points may be found by imagining a line running from the notch at the top of the breastbone to a place on the left breast where the nipple would be on a youth. Divide this diagonal line into thirds. Point 1 is at the top of the first third. Point 2 is at the top of the second third. Veins, blood pressure, and circulation may be addressed by touching point 3 in addition to points 1 and 2. Point 3 is at the soft indentation just above the collarbone, above and to the left of the notch at the top of the breastbone. It is the same as point 1.
There we go. Heart, veins, blood pressure, and circulation. Very simple.
Simple.
The circulatory system. I always like that. How
I
it
do
just-
too. Circulatory.
One little point helps with the circulation throughout our whole body, you know.
You know, I was thinking when we were talking about a heart center, which is how we refer to our center here in Tucson, and that circulatory flow that's happening from the heart that holds is the headquarters and holds everything comes from this center, and I'm just amazed at how that circulatory flow is expanding and growing right now.
It is, and here we'll even show you here with the book at different places it's been around. It's starting to get all over the place.
Yeah.
Who's that funny guy? You know, we're at the Animas River, you know, at different kinds of places. So if you have a picture of the book, there we are. That's a class that we had with, there's Germany.
Germany.
And so if you have the book and you could take a picture of it someplace, we get a chance to see it all over the world. And that is the circulatory, that's Carmel. We just got that. Sherry's her name.
Yeah.
And so everybody's just sharing their book, you know, just
Yep.
stepping it out. And you can do pound, where in the world is BioTouch? And that helps us get the book out there. You can post it on Instagram. You can post it on our Facebook page. And that's just a fun way to get this out to people.
Right,
You know,
right.
as we pump the circulation around the planet.
Yeah.
We're having a meeting today with Michaela from Germany again.
We are. It's
And,
going to be lovely.
We have Chetna who's on our board, Chetna from India. So
know.
things are just starting to
Really.
reverberate. You
And
know?
of course, you know, it's being pumped. I always relate the blood that's being pumped to BioTouch itself. That's
Yeah.
what's being circulated.
So we encourage you, go online, justtouch.com, take these 2 fingers, just reach over and touch somebody. If you're sitting with somebody now, practice it on yourself even, you know, just touch lightly. We're getting ready to present at the Rotary Club, you know, and that's always an interesting presentation because you never know who's sitting there.
Of course.
But every time I've ever done it, it's always been, it doesn't matter the audience. People have an inherent love inside themselves to want to help people who are suffering. It's inherent. And when you give people something they can do, they feel hope.
You said it. That's it.
So
it's perfect.
we hope that you got something out of today's little conversation.
Yeah.
Check out Bev's blog. She just wrote it and we just posted it today. And if you have any comments, there's a little button down at the bottom. You can comment to it, send us an email. We always love to hear things.
We do.
Yeah.
It's sharing.
Yeah, sharing. And, if you have any thoughts that you'd like us to post or talk about on the show, just send it to us. Send us an email, office@justtouch.com. And I think we did another 20 minutes.
Boy, it goes fast,
I know.
doesn't it?
That was awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for writing that little blog. And I think I'm going to try and build on it. I think
that would be great.
Yeah, build a little more on hope.
Yeah.
I have a good testimonial about a couple that I worked with where they specifically used that word.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think we can talk about that next week.
I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah. So again, thank you all for letting us into your phone, in your home, on your computer, wherever you're
In
at.
your lives.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as Bev says,
Have a glorious week, everyone.
bye-bye.
Bye.